Folks, what is up and welcome back to another Ace Attorney with an actual lawyer stream. I'm your host, Zach, joined by our voice actor, Wes.
Oh.
And our actual lawyer, Pridge.
Good evening, everyone.
Folks, if you like this and want to catch it live, watch us every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on youtube.com/SaveTheTeam. And hey, I've said it before, I'll say it again because we're still making sales. If you haven't played this game and you want to play it yourself, or literally any of the Ace Attorney games, or Ghost Trick even, head over to our Nexus.gg store. We're partnered with Capcom there. You can buy the game, and at no additional cost to you, they'll send a portion of the proceeds to us, which is very appreciated. Thank you so much to the people who have been buying it through that. And if you'd like to support us in other ways, head over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/SaveTheTeam, where you can get a bunch of cool things, including getting your name shouted out in this Patreon song. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons. Burger Bun, Captain Malik Bun, Andy Cosmo, Cuddy, Paul, Lucha, and Sofino. HSM, Ernest, Marks, The Jester, Yane Love, Logan 01, Jack Warner. Witch Tower, Kevin, Asian, and Selfaria, Arky, Forensic, Beckner, Cole, Smart, Alec, Mystic, Woody. Leprechaun, Jacob Bell, Crimson, Chrissy, Victor Alexander, Shadowed Navi, Soul Masters, BBC, Watts, and Riser, Sherlock, Sellert, Mr. Mocha Straw Breaker, Animo Era, Lil Ghost, Fluff Guff, Goldwyn, Don Ruby, John Ashking, Cura, Mega Zero, and Boomer Emily. Plethora of penguins and who need to sleep, Alea, Yakta, Est, Ever Entropy, JFJ, Nightwing, Ichiza, T, The Driver, 458, ATD. Maho Stars, Wes, Red Crest, Will Ben, and Chosen, Tin, Piano, Checo, Knight, and JC, Foxington. Dessert Boy Man, Elijah Sly, Rick Rat, Katja, Traveling in a Box, and Snowcat, Conjuring, Scribes, Yo, Croissant, Fulfilla, Written Word, Wraith, Mercury, Isabella. Don't forget Lord Byron, Ginkgo, and Siegfried, Milliard, Blue Man, That Red Kite, and Shiberstein. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons. But with that all out of the way, let's get back into the game. So if we remember,
This isn't where we were.
this is not
where we were.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
Hey, no, hold
Uh-oh,
on.
Zach. Uh-oh, Zach.
Gumshoe rushes into the scene. Gumshoe rushes into the scene.
Is it?
Turnabout Airlines. That's the beginning of case 2. Oh, here we go. Mr. Portsmouth's revolver.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Woo! It scared me on that one. Just to recap briefly, he did it because the opening cutscene told us, but even if we didn't know, he doesn't know his best friend's name, even though he killed him, but pretends that he does. Case files were stolen. We were held up at gunpoint.
He doesn't know his best friend's name, even though he killed him.
Yeah,
Like, you know how rude it is to kill someone whose name you don't even know?
it's pretty rude. I would never. I would at least be like, "What's your name, kid?" Bang.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Bang!
Give me your name! What's your name?
The last words all my murder victims ever hear.
Exactly.
What's your name?
Okay. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir. All right, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. I definitely read it.
Sick pass and catch animation.
Listen, if he wasn't a jock, he couldn't have caught that pass. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. He beamed Gumshoe in the face. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke?
Heel, boy. It's no joke.
Ah, dang it, pal.
We know, Mr. Jacques Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case.
You must be pretty upset, getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too.
I'm so mad I can't be in my office. I'm going to accuse you of murder.
I mean, to be fair, pettier things have happened in this franchise. I lost a game of cards. I'm going to create an elaborate murder scheme to blame people for it. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way.
You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly, paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl.
Would have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right?
Yeah, we haven't that name hasn't been dropped in a long time.
No, Fresh. The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. There was always this incessant chatter with forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know.
Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for is explaining yourself.
Is
sucking this dick. Wait, he's gonna suck me, pal?
Although that, too, will only dig your hole deeper.
No fucking way.
And then once you dig that hole, you must eat it.
And then I'm going to fill that hole with justice. Either way, your game is up.
Honestly, I really thought you were going to say, either way, you're gay.
Either way, you're gay.
There are two wolves inside you. They're both gay. You're gay.
You are. One of them is gay, the other is gay. You are gay.
Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you have yet to prove anything. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. Got him. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask do you propose that I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here.
Sorry, but we are not finished yet.
Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your... I suppose you're basing your accusations on something?
Yes, my accusations are quite based. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence.
Blah. So we know this already. The reason he got in the room was because Maggie fucking opened the door for him. Because he moved.
Yes, he changed the nameplate, so she thought she was unlocking his door, but he was actually unlocking Edgeworth's door.
Okay, so it's probably just the master
Is it
key.
is it the key or is it the door?
I think it's just the key. Because it's saying, how do I unlock? We'll see.
Objection!
Nice. Feels good.
I believe you were able to open my office door. With the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know.
Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key.
I mean, they shouldn't even make us do this. Come on, there's 4 people and we know who it was.
Take that!
Bruce Goodman 2.
You
had asked Miss Bird. You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes?
Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know?
But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it?
What?
You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we?
I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir.
See, Miss Bird backs up my story.
Yet, what if you had misled her, to fool her into thinking what you wanted?
And how do you suppose I did that?
By switching the number plates on our doors, for example.
That's right! They do slide out pretty easily.
Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours, and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room?
It was the
Basketball!
basketball. There's signs that it's been moved, yeah.
Take that!
What?
You knew she'd be
basketball hoop, sir?
You knew she'd be so distracted by the desire to ball.
She wouldn't think about what door she was opening.
Damn, I didn't know that Maggie had a kid.
She may not be a MILF yet, but the yearning is there.
We've talked about this before. MILFs and DILF, you don't actually have to have a kid. It's a mindset. It's a mindset.
It's
a
a way of life.
grindset, some might say.
It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor.
That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's.
There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure.
I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Get it? Because I like sports. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he?
I mean, that's kind of what you have to do in this case. A man is dead. Either you're going to jail or you're not. I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket.
Ha! That jacket has killed 3 people.
No, how did you know? And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. Wow.
I know that you're covering for your jacket, Mr. Portsman. And I'm going to use evidence to prove it.
Please, my jacket can't go to jail.
My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday.
Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here.
I intend to show
Slime
whose jacket
time
is
live.
truly the. I intend to show whose jacket is truly the cleanest.
It becomes a commercial for like those fucking stain removing things, and they like zoom in and like it cleans.
Look as I pour red wine on my jacket, but the stain comes right off with shout.
And now, the prosecution calls its first witness,
Billy
Vince.
May! Oh, Vince, yeah, sure. You follow me, camera guy? Continuing on. Just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. Don't have a single reason to suspect me. Let me refresh myself. Crime scene, body was found, one shot fired, secret safe wiped, that was outside the door, master key, no prints were found on the knob. I brought 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Okay, yeah, we got his ass. Because Buddy came by his office and he wasn't there. I was in my room the entire time. Were you? Hey, Buddy, were
I
you?
think not.
Nice try, fucko.
That was a lie.
What? What are you talking
I love
about? How was that a lie?
That was.
Yeah, it's just, you're lying. How was that a
I don't
lie?
believe you.
This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman.
Note?
It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here, it says, "But you're out."
Of the closet, thus proving you are.
I'm
back.
gay, Miles.
My
God.
previous... You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you? And what were you doing? Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room. The very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
That's just nonsense! You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me!
Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence.
No way!
This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you.
Is it that... His door was white? Stolen? I mean, if his door was white, that doesn't mean that she opened it? Also, just banger fucking sound. Like, this song is so fucking good. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, this is a good. And it's a. I haven't heard the remix of it yet.
Yeah,
This is a
yeah.
good remix
This is
of it.
the fucking gumfuck dance thing that Pantran made
Ooh.
forever ago.
Ooh, they got some guitar in there now.
It's really good. All right. I mean, I'll try this. Nope.
Take that.
Okay, yeah.
I had your door dusted for prints.
My door? What for? Come on. I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time.
You're right. I didn't find anything, and definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints.
Her prints? What do they have to do with anything?
Let's put it this way: if she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him.
Always has been.
And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped.
No, that was Swedish guy. I mean,
As I said when you had the gun to my back. No one gets away with committing murder in my office.
that was my attempt at a Titus laugh. I'm not good at it. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world.
What?
Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already.
And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down as well.
Huh?
I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. You're gross. You have
I
cooties.
didn't want to get your cooties.
Which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own fingerprints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like, early evening, for example.
Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway?
Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was
No, I
probably...
don't.
Shut up. Wait, how many times has Phoenix Wright beaten you? I was probably too
Gumshoe,
preoccupied.
give me your gun.
I don't have it, pal.
Maggie, give me your gun.
I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters. Although, that's no excuse.
Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size.
But you can't prove that, can you?
Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir.
Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it.
Besides, I have an airtight alibi.
Airtight, you say?
I only just realized I had one as we were talking. Oh, shut the fuck up.
And it definitely won't prove to be my undoing.
I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner.
Oh yes, actually that's quite true.
Yeah. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi.
Do you really think it's that perfect?
Like I said, I don't care. Ask around for all you like. You'll see for yourself.
Detective Gumshoe.
Sir, yes, sir! I'll go check his alibi, sir. Be right back! Fuck. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 a.m. You see?
All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere.
Little do they know, I have a clone, just like the Prestige.
Whoa!
Okay, I came back at 2 a.m. Hello? Video game? It was then you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprits. Exactly that time I was down in criminal affairs. Phil vouch for me. Okay. Unfortunate confrontation. I feel like we pressed some stuff here.
It is as you say. However,
Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into... Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me you saw?
it was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you?
I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here.
Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. Exactly that time I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
So you paid the Criminal Affairs Department a visit?
Yup. Right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Oh, damn, he does not give you much on that.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony.
And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said they saw you around the time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve.
Portsman's alibi may seem perfect, but I know there's a hole in it somewhere. All I need to do is press him a little and see what comes of it.
That's what we're doing.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I guess, I don't know, press the last statement.
Hold it!
You were correct. It was around 2 a.m.
Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time.
I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2.
Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. Oh, I gotta
Impossible.
press them all.
He actually does have the perfect alibi.
What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Sir! Please escort
Time to get off this crazy train.
Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle. Maggie!
Detective Gumshoe!
Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around.
About.
If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi?
Oh, we get to do a thing. The intruder I met could not have been Mr. Portsman. Then who could it have been?
I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. I won't rest until I've investigated every nook and cranny of my mind.
Hey, crazy plot twist. There's a second person.
There is a second person.
There literally was a second shooter in Edgeworth's office.
Yeah, I mean, because that does float back to the fact that the gun we found was only
had
missing one bullet.
Yeah.
There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime.
Which, actually, I like this twist. The idea that the person who held up Edgeworth is not the same guy that did the murder.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket.
Whoa, is your jacket innocent too? How many murders has it done?
However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once. Meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But, seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person. Which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight.
Yeah, well, there's only 2 pieces, so like, I don't know. Wait, what if I do this one and then this one on the right side?
Oh god!
Oh my god, I was right.
Oh my god.
I was
This
really
is
worried about
crazy.
that one.
Zach the puzzle
Last
master.
one.
Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight. That would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it. And once again after the murder, by our second culprit.
All the people in the chat saying Leighton would be proud. 50,000 picker odds for that one. Very good. Thank you.
Who was the owner of the second gun? If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Oh, shit.
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case.
Great. So you finally come to your senses.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir, what are you saying?
This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start.
Maggie, you're going to jail.
I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case.
What do you mean?
The person I ran into was just your average thief.
A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction?
Killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight.
What do you mean, too?
It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know.
If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me. Which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time.
So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right?
Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else. Who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith?
But why did Mr. Faith come into your rooms?
He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess.
Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right?
And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out.
Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do.
But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there.
Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind.
You're such a complicated troublemaker. You know that?
Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated.
There was another visitor, sir?
Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize.
The stolen Zero file, right, sir?
Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter.
So, then the shelves getting messed up twice, and the two bullets, it was all because two different people were doing those things at two different times.
Precisely. Two! Three!
Toodaloo.
4! Precisely. So now, do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth, after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. There is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir.
He can't keep getting away with this.
But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point.
Don't say that, sir.
I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Okay. Oh, Jesus, we're kicking it up into fifth gear here. The thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. He might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
So you think we should be out there looking for the thief?
Of course! Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions.
I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it.
Okay. He should be your suspect. We should be out there looking for the thief. They might be nearby. I was training in my room. We know he wasn't in his room. Like, am I crazy?
But he's just gonna go back to maybe I missed it.
Yeah.
Hit the notes.
Chunking to evidence. I was down at criminal affairs.
Oh, he's saying that he. Well,
Wait.
but that would be after the murder then. Well, in our scenario, it's after the murder, but he's saying it's during the murder.
So does that make sense if I present the note there?
What does the note say again?
It just says, I brought the 3 pieces of evidence, but it looks like you're out. I'll catch up with you later. It might be a presser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I'm ready to
because
press
he's
this
saying
up.
he's saying he was gone.
Training.
Jim showed up. Edgeworth
gone.
shot it, or Edgeworth. The guy shot him, and then Edgeworth
Yeah.
showed up immediately afterwards.
Yeah. Let's start pressing.
Hold it!
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith?
Amazing. Ah, that's because he said he was tired and going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. I love sleeping there, pal.
And what of the evidence he brought?
They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. Oh, you fucking idiot.
Oh wow!
You fucking idiot, Portsman. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant.
Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks.
Okay, yeah, they added it. Hey.
Hold it!
Oh, damn it.
Gotcha.
I did not mean to press that.
Hold it! A gun and a pendant.
Do with this case right now. Anyways, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction.
This is all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out.
There we go. Present. No. This paper.
Gun.
Present the gun.
Objection!
Pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail.
Excuse me?
You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me.
What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you.
Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully.
Ah, it says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces.
Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman.
I can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic.
Where is the missing piece of evidence?
It's...
You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe!
You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! This pal, so don't even think about stopping me. Oh. Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir.
Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide.
But why would he hide something like that?
There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin.
Oh no! Even in the first case of this game,
Not
they're
the KG-8
they're giving
incident.
us letter-number cases.
Like, not the KGB.
I mean, honestly, the KG-8 incident.
That's a police case number, sir. Does this mean the video is evidence from that case?
Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give the casing a... Alright, where's the big blood splotch on it? Yeah, there it is.
That's blood, isn't it?
Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh.
You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood?
You mean that videotape can bleed? Wait, do I hurt them when I put them in my VHS? I'm so sorry, videotapes. I didn't know you could bleed.
No! You've got it all wrong!
No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video?
Yeah, it's totally suspicious.
Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him?
You know very well there's no way to prove that.
Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith.
The murderous you. No!
What's like the
Impossible!
Oh, delicious. He ate it.
He literally did
This-
ate it.
The little tearful smile was funny.
Yeah, I don't know why he has like a moment of like, oh!
He's like,
Gold is delicious! Alright, well everyone cleaned out pretty quickly, I guess.
yeah, that was such a fast turnaround. It was like, and everyone's gone.
Like, okay, case closed.
Alright, we're done.
Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir.
Very good.
And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back, and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And there's a bonus. They were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies.
Aw, it was nothing, really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air.
I throw my hands up in the air sometimes. Going ayo.
Like I just don't care. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person.
Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail.
You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor.
And why would you say he was corrupt?
I mean, I don't know, the corruption? Well,
You killed someone?
That guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession.
We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office.
yeah. Whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up.
Although, we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something.
This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. They call themselves 13?
Final Fantasy 13.
Oh? Well, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to that rumor, it would seem that we haven't heard the last of this.
Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy?
I
No,
didn't
he's
say
still
that.
He still killed someone. We generally do frown upon that.
No, we've put away an innocent man, Gumshoe.
We did
You
it.
should atone.
Mission accomplished.
I did it, Gumshoe.
Yeah, Gumshoe
Thank you for your help.
Actually, I did it, yeah.
Thanks for your help, you rube.
With this, we have truly ushered in the dark age.
of the law.
You and me, Gumshoe, we did it.
No, pal, I can't believe it.
Believe it.
Naruto pops in.
Believe it.
Now kneel, Darth Gumshoe. I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence. The file?
The
The
file?
stolen file?
Yeah, probably.
The person
The
who stole this
basketball,
file, the other villain of the night.
Yeah, I wonder who it was.
And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint?
Mr. Edgeworth, sir!
Yes?
I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir.
Ah, shit. This card.
What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there?
It's not just any bird.
It's the word.
It is the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, Detective. And phantom-like. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like. The Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the target. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media. Along with this single card. Although, it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back.
What? Let me see.
It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. It's written in Virginian.
So the person who stole the contents of the file.
That country hasn't been invented yet. No, this came out after, so it's been invented yet.
Well, this game came out. Oh no, you're right. This game came out after Apollo.
Yeah, this came after
Yeah, it
Apollo.
takes place before but
Yeah,
it came
yeah,
out
yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Yatagarasu. Organization.
Metal Gear.
Quite a few key words are popping up in this mystery. Billy Mays.
If this was Rise of the Golden Idol, I'd be able to put those words in my word box.
Can't wait for that game to come out. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming.
Did you?
For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago.
Okay, so we're gonna get a flashback case. The end. Fiend.
Fiend.
Hey. Hell yeah. Man, somebody in the chat said this before we started, but it is incredibly funny to read Turnabout Airlines on the date of this save file being 9/11. I just want to say it. It's incredible. It's very funny to me.